Now for this project I've actually stamped onto some acetate. Now you need to use an ink pad like a StazOn. I've done this in black so that it doesn't smudge off the acetate. You need to use an ink pad that will work on a shiny surface. And I'm going to be using my Pearl watercolour paints, but to work on acetate you need to give instead of using water, you need to spray it with the watercolour solution, and then this will paint onto acetate, glass, dominoes and even stamp board. And the way I like to use it is just take your spray bottle and just spray a little bit, you don't need any more than that, onto your palette, and then you pick this up on the end of your brush, and that's what mixes in with the paints. It doesn't matter if they're still a bit damp with a bit of water, just mix it in to the paints. And this will now allow you to use your watercolour paints onto a shiny surface. And now all you've got to do is paint it. And I've turned the acetate over and I'm just painting on my yellow. And because I've used that special spray, it means this is going to adhere to the acetate, and you're going to get like a nice pearlescent opaque finish. And I've done the same with the blue, and now I'm going to paint the wings in here. Now as you can see, this dries really quickly as well, so it won't take you long to paint this. So just keep doing the same with all the different colours, painting it in as you go along. And now you can see the fairy is completely painted in all the different colours. Now this is the back of the fairy, and I've actually cut all the way around it, leaving a little gap. And if I just turn that over now, you can see the front of the fairy. So it's a much more defined image there, and you've got all the paint on the back. And because you've used that special solution, the paint, the watercolour paints are actually going to adhere to the shiny surface and it won't fall off. And I've taken an ordinary C6 card in this beautiful pink pearlescent, and I've cut an aperture out of the centre here. And on the inside, I've actually stuck down a piece of acetate just using my glue pen, or you could use some double-sided tape. And now I've cut out a rectangle of the pearlescent white card here, and just using a glue pen and some glitter, I've just done some little streaky bits here and added some green glitter there to give some nice fairy grass. And I've also done some blue and silver up here in cloud formation. And then that's going to stick in the back of your card. And now I know this looks very cruel, but I've actually just pierced the fairy there through the little flower there, and you can see, oh bless her. And what I've got here now is the card, and I'm going to make a hole and just make a hole right through the acetate there, and I'm going to use a brad to hold her together so she can swing around on the card. And there you see I've pushed the brad through the flower to the back of the card and opened it out at the back so that the fairy is secure on the acetate. So the fairy can now move around at will. So when you close the card up, you've actually got the little fairy scene behind, but you could use paper, you could make it more intricate if you want, and the fairy on the top, which can then move around. And you can decorate this up if you want with more embellishments or a little bit of ribbon down the side and bows or glitters, or even more glitter and glue. And there's one beautifully finished card with a fairy on.